Hello, I'm Mr. Jamie, and once again I'm here on behalf of the Newport News Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Instructional Programs. And in today's technology tutorial, we're going to learn how to make cartoons with moving lips, in other words, with voice sync. Now, because our focus is on the voice sync and not on the animation, we're going to make some really quick, not so fancy animation characters that probably won't look that great, but for the purposes of showing our voice sync, they will do. And I should point out there are several ways to do voice sync. What we're going to do here is probably the easiest way. Not necessarily the best way, but the easiest way. Alright, so let's start, of course, by opening our Animator software. If you don't have it, go to animator.com. It is free, but only for Windows. Not available for Mac. If needed, click File New. It may already be ready to go. Click View All. Add Cube Tool. Drag to add a decent sized cube. Move Tool. Drag it to the center. And then Build, Convert to Mesh. Take the Stretch Tool and in Front View, drag to resize it into a tall rectangle. In Top View, flatten it a little. And then we're going to use the Add Sphere tool, and we'll add a sphere in a blank area. Use the Move tool to drag that sphere on top of the cube. Add Cylinder tool to drag a cylinder straight up and down. It's going to be an arm. Move tool, move it up against the body. And you can use the Stretch tool if anything's not quite the right size. Edit, copy, edit, paste, and then we're going to move our copy over to be the other arm on the other side. Edit, copy, edit, paste. We're going to move this copy down below the body to be a leg. Edit, copy, edit, paste, and move it over to be another leg. Notice when you do an edit, copy, edit, paste, you won't see a new copy until you move it. Now, add Cylinder tool and drag to add a tiny cylinder in Front View going side to side. This is going to be our mouth. Use the Move tool and drag it inside the head first in Front View and then pull down in Top View until it sticks out. Build, Convert to Mesh, and then stretch down to make it flat with the Stretch tool. Add Sphere tool to add a sphere. Edit, copy, edit, paste. Move tool, drag the sphere inside the head. Again, move it down in Top View until it pops out. It's going to be an eye. Use your select arrow to click on the other sphere to select it. Use the Move tool to move the sphere into the head in Front View and again down in Top View. And now it's coloring time. Click the Materials Editor. That's the 4 dots at the top. Double click New on the window that appears and set your color. Lighten or darken, and then click OK. Use the select arrow to click the object and then click Apply. Repeat for all the colors you need. Now use your Mask Select tool, that's the rectangle, well it's really more like a square, and drag a box with your mouse around the entire thing. That will select everything, and we're going to do Edit Copy, Object New, and Edit Paste. And we're going to make two guys real quick this way. Double click on the color ball that matches the color of the body. In my case, it was blue. And change the color so this guy has a different color body. I went with green here. You can use whatever color you want. Once you have your color, hit OK. You do not have to apply. But since it's the color already applied, it will automatically change. Now click Mode and click Scene. Go View All. Click Build, Add Object. Choose Object 01. We didn't name our objects. Click OK. Use the Move tool and drag that until he's standing on the ground. You want your guy on the ground. And then repeat 1 through 6 steps, but this time choose Object 2. Now click the Animation key and then use your select arrow to select the camera. Use the Move tool and Rotate tool to adjust the camera so that it's looking at our two characters. Then fast forward and then use that Move tool and Rotate tool again and rotate the camera and move it a little so that we have a little movement in the camera there. Now we need to click Settings at the top, Environment, click the ... box, and then make a blue sky, and then click OK and click OK. You will not see that yet. until we render. Now we go View Camera, Render, Render Movie, click the ... box, figure out where you're going to put it on your computer and give it a name and click Save. Click OK. Another window comes up, click OK, wait for the computer to process. When it's done, click X in the top right corner and leave the program. Now we need to start Vsdc Free Video Editor. This window comes up. All you got to do is hit the X in that window and it'll go away. We don't need that window. And then we're here, we click Blank Project, and this window comes up. All you really need to do is type in a name for your project. There's author, publisher, all that you can fill out if you want, but it's not necessary. And then you can hit Finish. And now we need to record our voice. So we're going to click on Tools at the top tabs, and the tool we want is Voice Recorder. Now, if you have another program for audio recording that you prefer, you can use that one. Audacity is a good free one. But this comes with the program, so it's convenient. So let's click Browse, choose a location to save your voice recording, and then click Start Recording. Say your dialogue. Let's keep it really short. We made a very short cartoon. Click Stop Recording, and then click the X to close the voice recorder. All I recorded was hello, hi, and 2 different voices. All right, make sure Editor is selected at the top there. Add Object, Video, and then find your cartoon phase 1 video that we got from Animator. Click Open and click OK on the little window that pops up. And that will bring our video in. Now we need to click Add Object again. This time choose Audio. Find your audio file you just recorded and click Open. And on the box this time we need to click From Scene Begin and click Insert New Layer. And then click OK to make sure it comes up in the right place. So now our audio is there. If your audio is too long, you take your mouse to the end of the pinkish bar that represents the audio. It'll turn to 2 arrows. Hold the button and drag to the left to shorten it. Hopefully that doesn't cut out any of your dialogue. If your dialogue's too long, you might have to re-record it. Now click Play. Watch very carefully along the ruler at the bottom on the timeline, and when you hear the first sound of speaking, put your mouse over that spot, and as soon as it's done playing, click the mouse to put the cursor right in that spot, because that's where our voice sync will start. Now, there's a little thing that gives more options. It's like a little circle with a gear wheel. You see it circled here. Click that. And under that, you'll want to click Create Snapshot. That will take a picture of that spot on the timeline. And that's what we're going to use to make the mouth open. Now, find Resources window, which should have popped up on the right there. Find Images in the Resource window. Right-click on Scene 0. That should be the picture you just took. Select Export. Get a place on your computer. Give it a file name, and click Save so that we can access that picture outside the program. Open up a drawing program. If you're on a Windows computer, you should have Microsoft Paint. If you're on something else, there should be something you can use. Draw a mouth on the character with that drawing program, and then save the file. Like I saved mine, Cartoon Mouth 1, and go back to Vsdc. Click Add Object, Image, find your picture, the one that you just drew the mouth on, and this time make sure From Cursor Position is selected, and make sure Insert New Layer is selected, and then click OK. And that picture is going to appear on the timeline. Way too long. So we need to make it very short. So again, put the mouse at the end of the bar that represents that picture on the timeline. Turns to 2 arrows. Hold the mouse button and drag left. And you want to make it really short. You can see on the screen here how short mine is. It's only going to last for a moment. Couple frames. All right, now you're going to need to repeat these steps for all the parts where the video speaks, which is why for this purpose I kept it really short with hello, hi, only 3 syllables, because you got to draw the mouth for every syllable. It can be a time-consuming process, though this is probably the quickest way to do it. All right, now click play and watch and listen carefully. Once again, I'm going over the steps for this, so you're not confused. This is to do the next one. So you're going to watch carefully for the second spot. It's not what the screen says because I repeated the slide, but second spot where the sound occurs, and click on the timeline at that spot. And then click More Options, click Create Snapshot. And I know I'm having to go pretty fast. Remember, you can always pause. Click that pause button. And again, this is probably the quickest way to do voice sync, not necessarily the best way, but the quickest. All right, again, find that resources window, find images, right-click on scene 0, and it'll list the time on the timeline. Should match, it might say scene 1, but you got to find the right picture, the one you just took. Select export, save it to your computer, and then go to your drawing program like Paint and open it in there. Add the mouth on. Make sure you're adding it to the right character. At some point, probably the other character speaks if you did it the way I did. One says hello, the other says hi. So make sure you add it to the right character that for the syllable you're doing. And then save it and go back to the Vsdc. And add object image. Find the picture. Make sure from center position is selected. Make sure insert new layer is selected and click OK. Of course, after you find the picture, you should click Open. Kind of skip that step, but it should be obvious. And once again, you're going to need to shorten it by taking your mouse to the end of where the bar representing the picture is. Turns into 2 arrows. You hold down the button and you drag to the left. And again, see how short it is. That's only showing my first one because I'm just reusing the slides. And so I would be doing it one more time because I have 3 syllables. Hello being 2 syllables with the one person, and then the other person says hi, 1 syllable. So I need 3 pictures with mouths drawn on them. However many syllables you have is how many pictures you will need. So one more time, click play, listen carefully, find the spot on the timeline where the third sound occurs, and click the mouse in that spot to mark it on the timeline. So you're clicking on the ruler when I say that. There's that ruler on the timeline. Click on that to mark that spot. And then click the More Options little icon up there, gear wheel, or actually it's more of a wrench, isn't it, than a gear wheel. Sorry, I said that wrong last time. And then click Create Snapshot. And that takes the picture, and then we've got to save the picture. So we find that resources window, find images, find the picture. The picture will have the time that it is on the timeline that can help you figure out the right one. Click export, right click it, and then click export and save it to your computer. And then we go to our drawing program. As I said, I'm using Paint. And load the picture into that drawing program, draw a mouth on the appropriate character, and then save it, and then go back to Vsdc Video Editor. So it takes some patience. You know, it's a fair bit of work to make mouths move in sync. All right, add the object by clicking Add Object, select Image, find the picture, make sure from cursor position is selected. Make sure Insert New Layer is selected, and once again click OK. The picture appears on the timeline. It's a big long thing. Take your mouse to the end of the bar that represents the picture. Turns into 2 arrows. You hold the button down, drag to the left, and shorten that picture. So now you would be seeing 3 pictures on the timeline. As I said, I'm reusing the slide, so it only shows the 1. 3 is all I need. If you have more syllables, then you need to repeat these steps again. You need to keep repeating them, and you can always rewind the video back. You need to keep repeating them until all the syllables have pictures with mouths open. And you can hit the play button there. That's a red triangle, and watch it to see how the mouths move. Now we're going to finalize things. So you click Export Video or Export Project at the top, and then you change name. That's down at the bottom, and that also changes location. Decide where you want on your computer, and then you click Export Project, which is a button on the right. This window may come up saying you need to upgrade. You don't need to upgrade. You do not. All you need to do is hit the word continue down there at the bottom, and that window will go away and it will start processing your video. And that's it. Now you have a video with audio sync.
Hello.
And the mouth moves.
Hi.
So it takes patience. It's a fair bit of work, and I'd say that this is the easiest way probably. There are other ways that look better but take a lot more work, but this will get you started. Parks and Rec will be opening soon, so be sure to check them out, the Newport News Parks, Recreation, Tourism, instructional programs. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.